Happy Thursday. Good morning. Hi, Kim. All the time, but it's so fun to see, like, how global we get to be. I look glowing. I'm actually exhausted. My having really crazy winter here, and my cat prefers to be outside at night, but it is so cold we can't let him out. So he meows all night long, and I haven't slept for like 2 weeks now. So I was just saying I'm quite delirious. But I'm glad I look glowing. It must be the snow reflecting. So yeah, as you come in, say hi. Let us know where you're tuning in from. It's nice to be here. Yeah, you're in that beautiful Mexico, Kim. I was down there in December. It's gorgeous. That ocean. Whew, so nice. Ontario, you're probably more like me. St. Louis, Germany, South Germany. Is that like Munich area? Napa to Florida. I lived in Florida for 11 years. I actually love Florida, Canada, Oregon, North California, Peru, Oregon, Ohio, Philly, Washington State. I lived in Washington State when I was a teenager for a while. New Zealand. I've not even been to New Zealand. Oh, Frankfurt. Okay. I've been through the Frankfurt airport many times. Georgia, Stockholm, Vancouver. I know we have lots of Canada. Oh, I have two Napas. Colorado. All right. I'll give it another minute for people to kind of trickle in. You can keep staying high, keep letting us know where you're tuning in from if you want. We'll get started. Argentina. I have not been to Argentina. Pennsylvania, Florida, Vancouver Island, Netherlands. We need to have like a little, well, it wouldn't be little, would it? But like a Healy home trade network. So we can all travel around and we'll just swap houses for a while. I think that would be pretty amazing. California, yeah, it would be amazing, right? We're gonna up level the network. Because we all, I mean, look at it. We have the ability to, do our business from anywhere. We are everywhere. I think most of us here, like travel is one of our big things that we love to do or want to be able to do. So we should yeah, we should up level the network. All right, let me get all my stuff off, make sure I don't get interrupted. Um, what's up? Good morning or good afternoon or whatever it is, wherever you are tuning in from. Oh, you see, you see yourself in my bathtub. Well, if we home trade, you can have my bathtub as long as the water works. We had 5 days no water. It's back on. I'm very excited. Probably don't want to home trade with me in the winter because it is a thing. But the summers are beautiful. So it's been a really long time since I have been on here with you guys, like a really long time. And it's sweet to be tuning in with you. I want to talk today about, well, if you know me, I'm the 85% is energetics girl. So this is what I love to teach. This is what I love to, like, the realm I love to play in and work in. And we have so many beautiful leaders and, beautiful people that come in and teach, and so many resources and so many trainings and so many opportunities for you to learn how to kind of like work through the system and the steps. But I like to do the energetics part. So today we're going to be talking about the energetics of success. Um, it's going to be maybe a little bit of a tough love session because we're going to talk about how we use um, like energetic principles, what I call reality creation or reality crafting principles. You can also call this manifestation, but there can be a little bit of a bias around what that word means. And really all it means is like how actually are we actively creating our experience? How can we be an active and intentional participant in that? So we're going to talk about that in relation to, success, your Healy business success. And we're also going to talk about, because it really folds right in, leadership qualities, success qualities. When I came into this space, which is 2.5 years ago, maybe a little more now, something like that, 2.5 years ago. So a long time of being here. And, the first part of me being here was really me building my business. And the second chapter, I would say the last year or so has really been me more behind the scenes, working with and supporting people. And what I've realized is really unique about this space is the opportunity that we have. Well, many things, but one of the things for me that has been significant in the last year is this opportunity that we have to work so intimately with so many people in the creation of business. And I'm a watcher. I'm an observer, even as I'm like in it experimenting, because I'm also a get in it and do it person. But I've spent the last 2.5 years, and in particular, the last year, really watching like what is the difference between the people that come into this space and have success and the people that don't. And so I want to share with you, what I have most definitely observed so that you can take that information and you can see where you have gaps. You can see, where you need to apply yourself in order to grow so that you can really maximize the opportunity that is here. Because here's the really interesting thing. We have thousands of people in this space, right? Everybody comes into the same space with the same product, with the same trainings, with the same resources, with the same network, with the same systems. Everybody gets the same, package of here's your business and here's how to do it. But not everybody has the same experience in what that actually creates, right? Some people create success with that and some people struggle with it. So how is it that we can have all the same opportunity and be having such vastly different experiences with it? That makes a couple things really apparent to me. One, if you're getting the same products and systems and trainings and all of that, then like there's a big piece of, okay, what is your internal, like what's going on with you internally? Your thoughts, your beliefs, what is your energy? What is your frequency? Where are you creating in that realm? Because this is all handed to you the same. But your energetic signature and the way that you show up to your business is going to be very unique to you. So that's a big piece of it. And this is why I love to teach the energetics because, even take it outside of Healy, you can give 100 people, 1,000 people all the same system, all the same product, all the same opportunity. And not everybody is going to create success with it. And if you go and you talk to those people that are creating success, there are very distinct things that they are doing that others are not. Whether it's a way that they show up to their business or a way that they think about their business, there are things that you can kind of map. And that doesn't mean everyone's the same. Like everyone still that, creates success is definitely like unique and has their own flavor of everything. But there are consistent qualities and behaviors and orientations to their business that you will find if you start talking to people who have created, really beautiful success for themselves. So I want to get into that so that you guys like have all the pieces so that you can really go, as big with this as you want to. Sound good? Okay. Well, we're going to talk about it whether or not it sounds good. This has actually really been on like burning on my heart for a while. So I'm glad that I have this opportunity to come in here with you guys. So I'm trying to figure out like which piece we'll go with first. Because again, they weave together, but they're not quite the same. I think we'll do just the energetics. So what do I mean when I say the energetics of success? This is sort of an umbrella term for lots of things that I'm talking about. But it is, your internal state. So it's not about the systems or the structures that you're using externally. It's not about your product. It's not any of that. So if you want to create a successful business, you are going to have to show up to the creation of that business in an energetic signature of success. And this is one of the primary reality creation principles. And I'm going to like tell you that like the easiest way to do it is you need to identify what that success is for you. So, each and every one of us, we're not going off like what, what we saw modeled as success or what we're told success is, because that's, a lot of times pretty worthless. What is success to you? So like, let's be a little bit interactive right now. And I want you to think about this. You can write it down if you have a journal, type it in the chat if you want. What is success for you? What would be success in your Healy business for you specifically? Because you can't create this success. And again, we mean success for you. You can't create it if you don't even know what it is. So first part of energetics, you have to know what your vision is. So what is sovereignty, joy, service, beautiful? Making money to travel, not having to go to work and being able to travel. Cheers to that. Using Healy on clients. Nice. Leverage income, supporting 10 other women, living their highest potential, growing a beautiful team. Beautiful. Okay, so as you identify what this success is to you, now I want you to think about what does that feel like? So I want you to identify some of the core emotional components of that. What does it feel like to be living that? So imagine you are living that. What are the feelings that are generated by this experience for you? Radiant power, peace, excitement, expansion, heaven on earth. Yeah, so get really into the feeling, because your emotions they create the magnet that then, is able to draw this experience to you. And this is how we create without hustle and burnout. Yes, the systems and the strategies, but also the energetics. The energetics is a huge part of leverage, actually. Okay, so you're into the feelings. Now just close your eyes for a minute. And the next little step I'm going to give you there is one really important piece. You are not referring to anything outside of yourself when I ask you this question. You are not referring to any model you have seen. You want to answer this from yourself. Okay, so whether it's intuition or It's however it comes to you. You're not referring to another person and the way another person has done it. So you know what success is for you here. You know what that feels like. Now, how does that version of you show up to your day, to the world, and to your business? And what comes through could seem very abstract. Please don't judge it. It could seem not big enough. It could seem unrelated. Don't judge it. What is coming to you? How does that person show up? What does that person do in the morning? How does that person talk on social media? How does that person show up to their business? How much time do they spend on their business? How do they engage with it? Because you're identifying what success is to you here, what the feelings are of that experience, and how does that person show up in their life? And then get specific. How does that person show up to their business? So this is your map, your personal energetic map to success. Showing up in the energy of success is you showing up in the way you're receiving right now. It might not look like anybody else's, and it might change. So we check in sometimes, but that is your energetic map. So if you want to show up and you want to powerfully be creating your experience, you're going to show up as the person who is already living it. If you show up as the person who's still wanting it, who's grasping at it, who's trying to figure it all out, what is the frequency you're sending out to the void that then's going to be returned to you? That you don't have it yet, that you don't have it figured out yet. So for you to magnetize back to you the experience of success, you also need to project the experience of success. It doesn't have to be established in your outer world yet. And like, this is literally creatorship. This is what humans are made to do. And most of us were never taught. But it works. And it's one of the ways that we get to access having these, beautiful, abundant lives without doing what the rest of the world models, which is like work yourself to the bone for it. We're not afraid of work, right? We're not afraid to show up. Well, I hope not. But we're not here to like deplete ourselves so much in the chase of like some, perfect life or money or whatever. We're here because we have this inkling inside that says, wait a minute, something in me feels like it is right for me to have both, to have abundant financial resources and to have spaciousness and presence and access to the life that I love. This idea that I have to trade it is fucking crazy. That's why we're here, right? And there really is another way. The more you tap into the energetics and like this practice, the more this is going to happen for you. You're leveraging energy to create what you want so you can work less. So you're going to every day wake up. Okay, I'm going to wake up as the person that already has this success. How do I orient to my day? How do I orient to my business? What am I going to go do? And you keep showing up over and over and over and over with that. And if you can be devoted and consistent to that, you can't not experience what it is that you're desiring to experience. And the piece where we tap into the emotions is really important because sometimes our minds have this idea of like the thing we think we want or the achievement or whatever that is like not even close to what's actually possible for us. Our minds think like this far when in reality what's possible is, well, endless. So what's really important is how we feel. Like whenever we think we want something, we want to achieve something, get something, it's never about the thing. It's always about the emotion that we attach to the idea of that thing. we think we will feel a certain way when we have that. And so that's the important piece. So if you can kind of like, my suggestion is always like sink more into that, because maybe like the top side stuff is going to shift around a little bit. Maybe something even better is on its way. And if you're too glued to like exactly what has to show up, you could miss that. But what is going to feel significant to you is establishing that feeling that like your heart is really desiring to experience in your life. And then the rest of it, like the other key to it is that it's not really about the end goal. If you can fall in love with the experience of creation, the whole part of it, like the pieces that don't seem to work, pieces that do work, the like messiness, the confusing parts, the learning, the growing, the shift. You become extra magnetic, and those things that you say you want, they're just going to come. They're just going to come. They're just going to come because you're established in your potency, really. So that's uh-oh, I froze. Did you guys get that? Do I need to repeat everything? Anything? Pottery, yes. I mean, it's creation. So anywhere that like you apply, you know, creativity, yes, that's a beautiful model. Okay. Yeah, fall in love with the creation. So this is your energetics of success homework, home play, because it is play and it is fun. And it's just that showing up as the version of you that already has it, and see what starts to shift. And it's, it does take commitment and it does take devotion. And I can promise you from experience that if you do this consistently for a while, it's going to push you up against your edges, like right up against your edges, and it's going to challenge your nervous system. So, as a little tip, when you go through this, if you start to hit that point where it's like you start noticing like you're self-sabotaging, or you're like it feels too like you can't hold it, or whatever is kind of moving through for you, that's a really good time to support your nervous system to be able to hold more. So you're like expanding your nervous system capacity, and just knowing you're at that edge, and that's a pretty normal response to it. And it doesn't mean you have to listen to all of that, right? Like being present and loving with yourself at those edges. But just because they're uncomfy doesn't mean we have to collapse. We can choose to like stay in the discomfort and see what happens and take little baby steps forward. All right. Any questions? And then when you're feeling lower emotions, fatigue, or unmotivated, what would you recommend? Well, I mean, check in. Like maybe you're tired. Maybe you need a nap. If you're unmotivated, like maybe you need a break from what you're doing. Maybe you need to go play, or you need to rest, or you need to do something creative. Because I experience those things as oftentimes as like a signal that I need to do something different. Like I need to take care of myself in other ways. But check in, and sometimes those things arise as self-sabotage, right? Because they're a way of we're expanding our energy, and then those things come in and they collapse our energy. So one of the things you can do is like, well, check in, ask yourself, is this true? Like, am I tired? Do I need a nap? Or does this feel like some kind of collapse? And then you experiment and you play with it. If it's some kind of, collapse, then you can do a practice to like support your nervous system, find, you know, uh, like do something to kind of change your state of mind. I love that. I went to the Joe Dispenza retreat in December, and one of the things that I love so much that he teaches, because it is so important to understand, is that we are not available to information that does not match our emotional state. So if you're in what feels like a compressed or diminished emotional state, that's that's not the time to be like, learning something new, or expecting that much. And maybe you need a nap, but maybe you need to shift. Maybe you need to do something to shift. So if you can figure out what for you shifts that energy, like somebody said, dancing, beautiful. Me too. Meditation, maybe a walk out in nature, play with your dog, play with your kids, watch a show that you like, something that shifts your emotional state, and then come back to it and see what's moving. Because a lot of times we'll just like stay there and keep trying to like plug away. That's not it. Like if it's feeling dense and heavy, do something to change your emotional state and then come back to it. And use your Healy. Use your Healy. That's a really good hack. Okay. Getting inspired to create content. That's gonna have to be like that's a whole social media call. Um, I mean, I would say just really quickly, don't overthink it, for one thing. And like, if you want to be creating content in an inspired way, then get yourself in an inspired state. Do something that inspires you, and then show up to your content and see what comes through. And most of the time, people are like overthinking it. Um, I would so much rather see you take imperfect action than freeze and do nothing. So even if it doesn't feel like brilliant, do it anyways. That's the number one way people hide is and actually, that's perfect. Thank you. Because this leads straight into the next piece, um, which is, what are success qualities? And success qualities are really similar to leadership qualities. They're really similar to entrepreneur qualities. And here in particular, it may be different if we're talking about success in some other space. But in this space, the people that come in and have success in this space also have leadership qualities. That might not be true if, you're a painter. But here in this business model, in particular, and as an entrepreneur, the success qualities are really leadership qualities. So one of the number one ways, though, that people hide from what is possible is just by not doing it. They feel like they're not ready, so they don't take action. It's so common. So don't sell yourself short like that, because if you don't get in it, inspired or not, you might not be able to feel inspired until you move through some of the resistance or the fear. If you don't just get in it, it's never going to happen. I can promise you that. So, okay. What are the qualities? Because qualities, certainly people are born with certain qualities, but also qualities you can choose to develop. So there's a lot of like choice in this. Feel the fear and do it anyways. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about that because that's one of the qualities. But here's what I can tell you is if you want an exceptional result, you are going to have to show up in an exceptional way. Every time. This is true in the world. And as someone, who has been here for a pretty good chunk of time, created, a business for myself and then turn around and have, worked with many, many other people to create their businesses and watched a whole bunch more. I can promise you this is true. So first, like, I really want you to let this sink in, and I really want you to like take inventory, honest inventory of where you're at with this. If you want an exceptional result, you need to show up exceptionally. There is no exceptional result for the person who's half-assing it. There is no exceptional result for the person who is frozen in fear. There is no exceptional result for the person who is not being responsible for their own experience. A lot of times it's really easy to look at people that have, created something amazing, they have success, or they're like, doing all the things. And we can, in our minds, really easily create this story that like somehow they feel confident and they're not afraid and it's easy for them. And that's such bullshit. The only difference is they are doing it anyway. They are still scared. They still doubt themselves. All of that stuff that the majority of the people let stop them, the people that have success are doing it anyway. They're not experiencing it. They're not like gifted with some easy path. They're just showing up to all of that and refusing to let it stop them. That's the difference. So really, are you here looking at exceptional results that, are modeled by many people in this space? Like, we have some beautiful models of what is possible here. Are you showing up here wanting that? If you're showing up here wanting that exceptional result, are you showing up exceptionally? To all the pieces of your business? And if not, like, this is not a judgment whatsoever. Maybe you don't really want to. And that's okay. But if you do want it, you've got to get those two things lined up. And maybe you just weren't really like looking at it, right? There's a lot of reasons that are legitimate that we don't, that feel legitimate, that maybe we don't show up exceptionally, like fear, doubt, all of these things. But you're going to have to make your way through it. If that's what you want, you're going to have to make your way through it. So what are the qualities of, and I can tell you too, every single person, every single leader that I have here that has created, an exceptional business for themselves, achieved a high rank, all of these things, they have absolutely shown up exceptionally. Every single one. And you might not see what that is because for a lot of our businesses, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes that maybe like 5 people see. But I promise you, even if you're not seeing it, it's happening in their business or in them. So some of the qualities are doing it before they're ready. Because I'm not ready yet is an excuse that will go on forever. And that doesn't mean like, be negligent in whatever you're doing. Like, learn, practice the skills, but that excuse will go on till the end of time. So people that create, exceptional success for themselves, they do it before they're ready. They get into it. They do it despite the doubt. They do it despite the fear. There are people that are willing to take risks. They're willing to take action when there's no guarantee of what's going to happen on the other side of that. They could fall flat on their face. It could be embarrassing. They could fail, all the things, but they're willing to take the risk. Being willing to be seen. This is a huge one. And again, like wherever you find yourself in these, and as we go through these, like I want you to like take this to heart. Where are you at with this? And it is not about judging. It's just about having like an honest assessment so that you can go, oh, this is where I need to develop myself a little bit. This is where I'm leaning away and I need to start leaning in. because we're all somewhere on these scales. It's just, it's human nature, and we're all like in a process. It's not black or white. These are gradient. It's a process of working through these things. But these are the things that are going to get you the desire that you want. So if you find yourself, looking at one of these aspects and like you're not showing up for it, that's where you need to like start growing. Okay, so being willing to be seen, especially in this business, because really what we're teaching you is a model of digital marketing. And again, it's a process. I show up a lot, and there are still times I find myself hiding, and there are still layers I'm peeling off constantly. Probably happen forever. But being willing to be seen, even when it feels uncomfortable, even when it feels scary, even when you feel like you're not ready. Self-responsibility. Try to find me a person who has created, particularly like business success, a successful entrepreneur that is not self-responsible. Expecting somebody else to do it for you, blaming your lack of success or your success on someone else, not being responsible for both, the pieces of your business, and how they're going, and in general for your experience. That's a big one. Like, do you find yourself saying, well, I had this, or this person did this, or I got this, then I'd be successful like her? No. Self-responsibility. And akin to that is being solution oriented. So, and that sort of has two parts, which is when there's a problem, there are people that, like, life will, there's always challenges, and there's challenges like every day in this business, especially as your business grows. There are so many moving pieces. So when there's a problem, when there's something that's not working, how do you orient to that? Are you looking for the solution? Are you getting caught up in the problem? Are you getting caught up in complaint? Are you not being self-responsible and like needing somebody else to take care of it? So being solution oriented. There's a problem. There's something that needs to be fixed. You're finding the solution. Your energy is active in that. Similar to that is, and this is a big one, that like, again, I'm giving you this based on me being here for 2.5 years and watching people in this space. Um, we have a lot of like resources, and we spent like so much time and energy in these last 2.5 years creating all of this for you guys. None of this was here when I got here. None of it. But nothing. Every single Healy I sold, I was in messages or on the phone with that person teaching them how to use it. That's how it was in the beginning. So all of this has been created along the way, through an effort of people here. But as we expand and grow, and just, because we don't have everything, there are, again, maybe there's a problem, maybe there's a gap, something that's needed, something that needs to be fixed. People who are successful see those things, and they either take care of them, they bridge the gap, they create the thing that needs to be created, they fix the problem, or they delegate it to an appropriate person. Like, if that is not within their scope for whatever reason, they don't have the time, they don't have whatever, they make sure that the appropriate person is put in place to take care of that. So they reach out to a team member or whatever it may be. Rather than, do you see what's missing? Do you see what's, if there's a problem, and, some people see it and they just look at it and they don't do anything. Some people see it and expect somebody else to take care of it. And some people see it and they complain. So a leadership skill and a leadership quality and a success quality would be take care of it. Or if it's not, in your scope to take care of it, delegate it, find somebody else to communicate. What else? So vision oriented. People that create success, and we talk about this, when we do the energetic, when we do these, the energetic trainings, having your vision, and like that's where your eyes are. And like that doesn't mean you're not taking care of the many things that may arise and come up. One of the most beautiful things about this business, like one of the biggest gifts I have gotten from this business, has nothing to do with like the business or success or money. It's that being like a yes to this business has absolutely required me to meet all of the edges, all of the places that I had built my life to avoid, the things that like scared the shit out of me. And so I created a life around myself that I didn't have to be confronted by them. And this business has required me to over and over and over and over again step into those spaces. That's like such a gift. So whether, you're dealing with practical things that come up in your business, or you're dealing with, emotional internal things that come up in this business, keeping your eye on your vision, like staying deeply connected to your why, that's something that people who create success do really powerfully. They don't let that go. Persistence, not quitting. Most people quit. And that doesn't mean we don't like take feedback. Sometimes we're getting redirection. I'm not saying like do one thing and do it for the rest of your life. But, when things get challenging, do you have grit? Like if you're still a yes for your vision, like check in. I check in with my heart. Am I still a yes for this? If my heart says yes, then like get in there. It takes grit. It takes tenacity. It takes perseverance. You can't be a quitter and be a successful entrepreneur, because it will challenge you in all the ways over and over and over again. Similar, but devotion and commitment. What, and really being devoted to that vision, your why. I like to think of devotion as commitment from the heart. Like they're both kind of the same in application. They mean you stay there, you show up no matter what. But devotion is like commitment with the heart. I think I had a couple more. Well, this is maybe, kind of all encompassing, but similar to if you want to create something exceptional, you have to show up exceptionally, is, being all in. Like there is no one here who has created a successful business here that didn't go all in. And one, thing I would love to give you with that is sometimes we can have this idea of like all in is going to mean burnout. I mean, I never stop working. We talk a lot about like leaving 9 to 5 so that we have time freedom, location freedom. But the truth is like, it is, and I know this because I did it for almost a decade. You can leave 9 to 5 and have, create an online business. I'm sure a lot of you have experienced this too. Create an online business so that you have that freedom and you end up working all the time. You're never off. We don't want that for you. I don't want that for me. I don't want that for you. I don't want that to be the model in the world. I don't want us to trade an office for like, we're on our phones all day. So when I say all in, I don't mean you never stop working. Please have good boundaries. You know when you need to be off. You know when you need to rest. You know when you need to be present with the other things in your life. But for the time that you are there for your business, and even more than that, like it is about your energy signature. What is the frequency? We're in the frequency business. What is the frequency of what you're showing up with? Are you all in? Because again, like half-ass is not going to get you exceptional results. And if you're not all in, have a little conversation with yourself about why that is. I mean, maybe you're not all in because it's not aligned for you. That's a possibility. Maybe you're not all in because if you go all in, you're going to achieve something that feels, even though you want it, wildly outside your comfort zone. Usually that's why people don't go all in, because all in puts you on the path to exceptional results. And more often than not, we are scared of our success more than we are scared of failing. We've all failed a lot, right? We don't want it, like, especially failing publicly, like nobody wants potential humiliation or failure. And yet most of us have failed more than we've like let ourselves achieve our greatest potential. So even though we might not like it, most people are more comfortable with failing, especially if they can, in their minds justify. Like, even if you're not conscious of, you're not creating what you want because you're not going all in. Your mind uses that as an excuse because your mind knows you're not creating what you want because you're not going all in. So you have this excuse of like, but I didn't really try. I didn't really give it my all. So if it doesn't work out, like you have something to fall back on that feels like a little softer than failure. But the truth is you're never gonna have that potential for your exceptional success. And we don't care about success like in some generic way of we're achieving success. We care about it because whatever that vision is for you, that success map is for you. Whatever that is, it is that for you because you in that place is you being an exceptional version of you. You really stepping into your potential, your possibility. That's why we care. And you'll never know what that is if you don't go all fucking in. That's like primary. So are you all in? If not, why? And then once you get that, are you ready? What would it take for you to be ready? What would it take for you to be in the experiment of, okay, what happens if I go all fucking in? What happens? And if you have things that come up that feel scary, you set up little support systems for yourself. You have a beautiful support system that is, this network family that we have, that we're all moving through the same things. You can create support systems for yourself. You show up for yourself and you take care of yourself. All right, I'm gonna check the chat. Show me how good I can get. Well, here's the thing. Like I said, there's nobody that's like ready. There's nobody that's not self-doubting. There's nobody that's not fucking scared. There's just people that are stopped by that and people that aren't. And like me, I'm sometimes like, I might not do the thing right away. I get to the edge of the cliff and sometimes it takes me a while to like psych myself up. So it might not be immediate, but I know I'm going off that cliff. And the reason I know that is because I cannot stand the thought of getting to the end of my life and looking back and having regrets about the things I didn't do because I was scared, because I was worried about what other people would think, or because I didn't want to fail. I cannot stand the thought of that. And so I refuse to live like that. So do you want to be at the end of your life looking back going, what if? What if I had given myself? What if I had done the scary thing? What if I had shown up even though I was worried about what other people would think? Like, do you want to be at the end of your life having realized that you missed out on living your life because you were worried about what other people would think? Are you willing to give other people your life like that? Or fear? I'm not willing to give fear my life. It doesn't mean I'm not afraid. I'm scared all the time. I'm scared of everything. I'm scared all the time. My husband jokes that I'm a masochist. If I'm looking at like two choices, he goes, "Which one scares you?" I say this one. He says, "Well, you know that's the one you have to do." I don't like it. I cry about it. I throw tantrums about it sometimes. I do it. You feel? Oh, I'm glad. Well, like I said, I've had this burning in my heart because I have been, for me, in a different relationship with my business for the last year. And what that's allowed me, the first thing is like you're really building, right? And it's a particular kind of energy and activity. And this last year has been more stepped back and it's allowed me more spaciousness to really watch. And what I want in this space, and not just this space, but what I want in general, like really deeply right now, is I want to see the people who are, looking for this new way where we get to be well nourished and well resourced on all the levels, where we're done with the trade-offs because there are a distortion of the truth and we're no longer willing to, live in a system that forces us into that. I want to see people actually be able to achieve this. Like, I don't just want to like talk about it as a hypothetical or like it happened for me or it happened for her. I really want like everyone, because this is an opportunity. There are other opportunities, like opportunities for this kind of freedom abound right now. There might be a lot of things going wrong in the world. There are, a lot of things that are not okay right now. And even economically, generally, when people look at what's going on with the economics, it looks really dark. But actually, there is more opportunity for, normal people. I mean, we're all special, but normal people to make money, create freedom, resource themselves. And then, like, once your cup is full, guess what it does? It naturally overflows. I trust that about every single person here. None of us here are like going to be greedy hoarders that like, turn into psycho villains when we get our money and our power. When your cup gets full, it naturally overflows. So there is an opportunity for us all to get full and start overflowing into our communities and into the world in big ways, in the kind of ways that change everything. I want that. I want that for you. I want that for me. I want that for the world. And so, as I've been watching like this kind of burning in me of like the pieces, the elemental, like the structural pieces. And even when you give everybody the same elements and the same opportunity, they're not creating the same outcome. So what is that? And what can we help you learn and tune into so that you can start to So, okay. I was frozen. That was like my good stuff. I'm sure you guys got it. I think the last two sentences were, you know, giving you all the pieces so that you can actually take this opportunity and make it a reality. And then when you do that, you get to go show other people. So it goes on. All right. How do you guys feel? Did that hit? Are you like feeling some new pieces to work with? The social media content. Okay. Mm, good. So there are a lot of opportunities in this space to practice these things. And even in really simple ways, like we have community spaces. Show up as a leader in them, especially if you've got team, especially if you've already, you know, been a while, create a little team under yourself. Show up as a leader, show up uh, solution oriented, show up engaged and active, right? Don't like just sit back and hope it happens for you. You can show up into our community spaces. You can, show up in all these places and practice those qualities of really being active and engaged. Look at Kim with her notes. Amazing. All right. So before we finish, one, if you're watching this, if you're on with me live, or if you're watching this soon, we're doing our deep cycle, that in a beautiful example of leadership, Meta and Jana created. Jana has created a ton of content um, in the space for us, for the protocol for us to go through. So, if you haven't joined that yet, I would check it out. Personally, yes, thank you, Meta. I can say thank you to Meta for this beautiful idea and bringing everybody together. Um, this is such a good time just in the energetic landscape of what we're going through and this massive year that we're all gonna have, which I'm sure you're feeling, is like we have a bit of time right now to really clear, really let go of like all this stuff that it is not coming into the exceptional version of you and your exceptional life. If it's not exceptional quality, get rid of it. Get rid of it now. Use Deep Cycle to help you do that. I was feeling this a long time ago when I was going to put myself on the Deep Cycle program, and I was so excited to hear that there was team like doing this and we are going to do it together. Because it's nice. It's a long protocol. It's nice to know that, like, have that little piece of accountability. So join us for that if you haven't. Show up and be an exceptional leader in those spaces and an active participant in your business. Also, amazing announcement. Has everyone heard about this VIP trip that you can win from Healy? Have you heard about this? And yeah, we have the link. Can we drop the link in? This trip is pretty fantastic. We'll get you the link if you haven't seen it, but you should have emails from Healy. The flyers are definitely in all of the group spaces to check out. There's something really special about this, is that this opportunity to earn the VIP trip, it's not just for like top level leadership. So it's not like you have to be VIP and above. Anybody can earn this. So you're gonna, if you want to click on that, or check out the flyers that you have, you earn this trip by collecting points, and these are points that you can earn no matter what your rank is. So like there's earning opportunity at all levels here. Also, on top of being able to earn the VIP trip, you can now earn a 1,500 euro flight credit so that you can get yourself there. And on top of that, the email today, so you earn the flight credit within this month, January. You need to earn 8 points by the end of the month. The flyer tells you how to earn those points. And then also the email today said there's double earning potential in the month of January. So this is like crazy fantastic. Also, if you're, watching now or soon in the Americas, we have the 3 days of the mag sale. I think that started yesterday. Am I correct on that? I think so. So the mag is 50% off in the Americas till the 17th through the 19th. Okay, so today and tomorrow, that's pretty amazing. It's the mag professional is 50% off. So this VIP trip in those beautiful waters, or next to those beautiful waters, you can go in those beautiful waters, and opportunity for everybody to earn. So like what a great perfect little practice for like going all the fuck in. Because you're gonna get something really amazing for it, potentially extra amazing. Yeah, well, if you already live there, lucky you, but you can still, I think if you already live there and you earn the flight bonus, well, I don't know, you could reach out to Healy about that and see, because they deposit it into your account, I believe. But you have to go to the event to keep it. So check out, it's in the fine print. You guys, but yes, like this is amazing. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. And I think that's all. So thank you all for being here. It was really sweet to be back in this space with you, and I will see you later. Bye.